Larian just dropped the absolutely massive patch number 5 for Baldur's Gate 3, and today we are going to take a look at the changes. Let's get to it. According to Larian, this is their most feature-rich patch yet, and I tend to agree after reading through the detailed patch notes. I've gone through and I've picked out the stuff that I think is the most important. The patch notes are absolutely massive. There are a ton of bug fixes and just little odds and ends, but here are the things that I found noteworthy, starting with the epilogue. This is an entirely new section at the end of the game after you defeat the Netherbrain that aims to provide a well-deserved sense of closure with your allies. In their blog post, they state, your epilogue is defined by you. This is a culmination of every choice and consequence that you've made since the very start of your adventure, a gigantic tree of permutations that leads to an opportunity to reflect on that journey before you say goodbye. For the writers of Larian, this final goodbye has resulted in some of the most complex writing in the game thus far, as it takes advantage of Baldur's Gate 3's reactivity across the entire adventure. I think this is an absolutely fantastic addition. I thought the end of the game was good. It kind of just summed things up in a way that worked relatively well, but having this epilogue to kind of just reflect on everything and say goodbye in a more nuanced manner is absolutely fantastic addition to the game. The game is also now available in Korean. I didn't even realize that it was missing some of the other main languages out there, so this is really fantastic for everybody over there in Korea who does not speak one of the languages that the game has already been converted to. There are 2 new play modes. This one makes me want to play through the game again because there is honor mode and custom mode. Custom mode allows you to just change a ton of different aspects of the game to tailor it to whatever experience you want to experience while playing, but honor mode is the one that intrigues me the most. It is more or less a permadeath mode. Its in-game description states honor mode is an intense campaign recommended for experienced players. It has stronger bosses. They stated in a post about the patch notes that they introduced over 30 new tweaks to all of Baldur Gate 3's boss fights, and a new legendary action system designed to catch players off guard and increase the challenge. Now bosses can perform new actions, adding twists and turns to all major fights throughout the game. On top of that, there's stricter rules. Alongside Tactician mode's regular difficulty increases, action economy and damage bonus rules are made stricter towards the end of the game. Also, you only get a single save file. You cannot reload old saves in honor mode if events go awry. Your choices and consequences always stick. If your entire party is defeated in combat, your honor mode run will end. You'll be able to continue your adventure in custom mode should you desire, but finishing it will not count as finishing honor mode. Now, why would you want to do this other than just saying that you did it? They actually added an award for completing honor mode. You get a golden dice. So yeah, now I kind of want to go back and play through in honor mode with all of my current knowledge and advantage of advanced mechanics and other game-breaking nonsense to see if I can actually beat honor mode and win that gold dice, because I just want the gold dice. Let me know down there in the comments if this new honor mode edition will have you playing through the game again. We also get one of the most amazing features that just the other day I was like, why isn't this a thing? And it's absolutely fantastic, and that is while you're at camp, you can now access and manage the inventories for companions that aren't active in your party. So everybody just standing around your camp is now accessible, and you can manage your inventories, pull stuff out, put stuff in, change their gear, check out their stats. All of these stuff that you can do with the people that are in your party, you can now do with the people that are out of your party while you are in camp, and this is phenomenal. And aside from honor mode, this is one of the features that I am most excited about. This next one is a bit of a spoiler, so if you haven't beat the game yet, skip forward about 10 seconds to bypass this one. They added a brand new fight to Ramazith's Tower, I guess that's how you pronounce that name, if you betray the Night Song there. So that's interesting, not sure what that is, would like to check it out. This next one is also a little spoilery, but not really. If you know absolutely nothing about the game and you continue to wish to know absolutely nothing about the game as you play through it, skip another 10 seconds. So they added Orin's outfit as a drop. It's an actual piece of armor with stats on it that you can now equip once you beat her. So when you are disguised, you gain +1 to your attack and damage rolls, and it gives you advantage on deception and persuasion checks. Gives +1 to armor class. It's only considered clothing, so it only has a 10 armor class, so this would bump it up to 11. And not only that, it is also dyeable, which is really freaking cool. Flesh to Stone is now considered a harmful spell. There was some exploits that you could do with this, so they did a lot of exploit cleanup up in this patch as well, so that's a welcome change there. Boo will no longer take damage when thrown, so now you can throw your hamster all you want and it's no big deal because it won't take damage. This next one is fantastic and makes me want to try some new build ideas. Half-Orc's Savage Attacks passive now also applies to offhand weapons, so this makes Half-Orcs even better at different types of melee combat and excel even more at dual-wielding combat. Attacks against paralyzed or unconscious targets will no longer automatically hit, but any hits that do land deal critical damage. I think this is kind of a dumb change. If something is paralyzed or unconscious, it can't really dodge out of the way. I don't know if this is a core D&D rule or not, but if it is, it's kind of dumb in my opinion. I think they should always hit if something's just laying there and can't move, and it should also always be critical damage. It's literally not moving and you can stab it or poke it wherever you want. But that's just my 2 cents. Let me know what y'all think down there in the comments. This next one is another absolutely amazing change that very much makes me want to make some builds around it, and that is wild shapes that don't have weapons can now benefit from the Tavern Brawler feat. That means that anything that you transform into, like bears or spiders or any of those animal shapes that don't carry weapons, can now stack their strength modifier twice with the Tavern Brawler feat when they are attacking, which is phenomenal change. This is something that I thought would work before and didn't work, and I thought that was kind of weird that it didn't work, so I already have some ideas for builds that make use of this ability. So if you're not subscribed already, you should make sure you do that so you can be notified when I upload those builds. Casting Blade Barrier while under the effects of Sanctuary will cause it to end. It's considered a harmful spell, so it breaks Sanctuary as it should. There was some exploity things you could do with this. There's a lot of exploity things that you can do with Sanctuary. This was one of many. They fixed an issue with Tavern Brawler feat where the damage bonuses were being incorrectly applied multiple times while making a throwing attack. This was extremely busted, and I was actually planning on making a build guide around this, but now I won't, considering it's been fixed. But yeah, that one's a welcome fix because that was obviously a bug not supposed to be that way, and you were able to get insane damage numbers with that build setup. The Potion of Angelic Slumber now restores War Priest Cleric's attack charges. Considering this potion is supposed to give you the effects of a long rest, and those are supposed to restore on a long rest, this is a good bug fix. The reaction pop-up, which shows multiple possible reactions for party members, now allows you to change your mind after clicking a reaction for a party member. Getting stuck when making a mistake is a terrible feeling, so it's awesome they allow you to change that before you commit to things. Loading the game that was saved on a roll result screen will now keep the result of that roll, so it's going to make save scumming a little bit more difficult. You can no longer loot the entire inventory of unconscious traders. Instead, you have access to a limited selection as with dead traders. So there was a bug that you could do where what you do is you get favor with that trader until it is maxed out, and then you could cast Feign Death on that trader, and then you could rob them for everything they had on them. Well, you can't do that anymore. So everybody who is doing that, don't worry, it's still possible to rob them blind. You just can't knock them out when you do it. Dipping weapons in toxin puddles makes the attacks toxic for 10 turns rather than until a long rest. It's the same as dipping anything else normally. It was a bug obviously beforehand, and having it last until a long rest was a little bit exploity, so that's a good change. Last but not least, perma-burning weapons can no longer be coated in other substances. In short, no double dipping. You can't double dip pretty much anything else, so this is honestly a good change as well, because it's a little OP to be able to have a weapon that does burning damage as well as poison damage or something else. Alright, so I'll link to the full patch notes down there in the description. As I stated, they are absolutely massive, but I scanned through them and these are all of the ones that stood out to me and that I felt should be highlighted. So if you want to check them out, they'll be down there in the description. That is going to wrap it up for this episode. If you found this video helpful or informational, please consider hitting the subscribe button and notification bell so you can be notified when I upload other videos. And if you're looking for some more Baldur's Gate 3 content, you can find a link to another one of my videos on the screen right now. I want to give an absolute massive shout out and thank you to all of my channel supporters for helping to keep these videos sponsor free. You all are absolutely amazing people. If you would like to become an official channel supporter, check out the links in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment down below. Let me know what you thought. If you're shy, you don't like to comment, just hit that thumbs up button and share your support. Until next time, thanks for watching.